Hello students, you are with Bindu Chaudhary and we are continuing our social science class. In our social science class today we are covering the last part of chapter 9. The name of the chapter is the making of the national movement from 1870s to 1947. As in the previous parts we had studied about the chapter readings portion, and in that portion how we got our freedom, how the freedom fighters fought for ourselves, for the purpose of the freedom, how these associations, how these reformers, how these industrialists, maybe students, maybe lawyers, women, etc., all took active participation in the fighting scene of national movement. And we see that how national movement one by one arised in states of all over the India, maybe from one place, maybe from another place, maybe in the rural area, maybe in the tribal area. So today we are covering its question answer session part 6. So continue with me. Let's start. Why were people dissatisfied with British rule in the 1870s and 1880s? जब हम 1870s की और 1880s की बात करते हैं बच्चों, तो जो लोग थे उस समय के वो satisfied क्यों नहीं थे, स्पेशली विद द ब्रिटिश रूल? सो we will write step by step the answer here. The dissatisfaction against British rule was intensified the 1870s and 1880s. The first one is the dissatisfaction point is the Arm Act. The Arm Act was passed in the year 1878, which disallowed Indians from having arms. So in the year 1878, when British rulers passed this Arms Act, and in this act what happened? The discussion of the disallowance of the arms with the Indian people. So these Indian peoples became so much harassed, became so much tortured by this one, that why only we Indians disallowed for having arms with us. The second reason is the same year the Vernacular Press Act was also enacted to silence the critics of the government. So under this act what happened? In this act, the act allowed the government to confiscate the assets of newspapers, including their printing presses, if the newspapers published anything objectionable. See, on that time British rulers or British government always wanted to suppress the things done by the reformers and done by the other associations. So this Vernacular Act was passed, and under this act what happened? Under this act the government always confiscate the assets of the newspapers, and it including the printing presses also, if the newspapers published any objectionable in favor of the British rules, then that will be suspected and that will be stopped by the British rulers. So in this Vernacular Act, our Indians became so much dissatisfied that we have no authentic power, we have no freedom to express our thoughts. Next one is the, in the 1883 there was a furor over the attempt by the government to introduce the Ilbert Bill. Ilbert Bill आ गया था और इसमें क्या हो रहा था बच्चों? The bill provided the trial of British or European persons by Indians and sought equality between British and the Indian judges in the country. So this Ilbert Bill was also against the Indian people. So Indian people totally dissatisfied from this bill, because from this bill the judges, Indian judges and the British judges, they sought to be equal. And in India, why always the fractions is there? So Indian people became dissatisfied from all these things. The next one is, but the Britishers or the whites forced the government to withdraw the bill. तो सबसे बड़ी बात क्या हुई कि जो ब्रिटिश है उन्होंने बिल को विड्रॉ करने के लिए फोर्स करना शुरू कर दिया। इंडियंस बर्स्ट इनटू एंगर। इंडियंस कहते हैं क्यों भाई, जब हम आपस में जजेस हैं, एक समान पोस्ट पे हैं, तो हमें इक्वलिटी मिलना चाहिए। बट दीज वाइट पीपल्स रिफ्यूज्ड दिस वन, सो दिस इवेंट हाईलाइटेड द विम ऑफ द ब्रिटिश अगेंस्ट इंडियंस। दैट्स वाई our lawyers became also dissatisfied from this Ilbert bill. Many things happened, and in that series these are the few things about 1870s to 1880s. Next question over here. How did the Indian National Congress wish to speak for? जब हम इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस की बात करते हैं तो हमें पता है कि हमने चैप्टर रीडिंग में पूरा इसका मूवमेंट पढ़ा था, पूरे इनके वर्क्स पढ़े थे। सो हाउ इट विश टू स्पीक फॉर? द आंसर इज द इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस विश्ड टू स्पीक फॉर द एंटायर पीपल belonging to different communities of India, whether they may be Muslims, whether they may be Christ, whether they may be Christians, Muslims, Sikhs and other Persians also. So always Indian National Congress opposed the thinkings, opposed the thoughts of the British rulers. That's why they support different communities to India. Our next question here. What economic impact did the First World War have on India? फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर हो रहा था उस समय हमारे इंडिया में भी कई चेंजेस हुए थे बच्चों। हमने अलग अलग चैप्टर रीडिंग्स में आपको इन सब चीज़ों के बारे में बताया भी है कि कैसे इंडस्ट्रीज़ वाला जो चैप्टर हमने कवर किया था, ऑन दैट टाइम आल्सो वी हैड स्टडीड व्हाट वर द चेंजेस टुक प्लेस ऑन दैट टाइम, सेम कंडीशंस विद द forest and same conditions with the other things also. So here how this economic impact on India. See here, first one is the World War first altered the economic and political situations in India because everything import or export affected our Indians also. The main reason is the defense expenditure. Defense expenditure of the government of India rose manifold, and as a consequence taxes on individual incomes and business profits increased several times, and these taxes directly suppressed to the Indian people. That's why Indian people was so much affected by these one. Next one is the increased military expenditures and demands for war supplies resulted in a sharp rise in prices, causing great difficulties for the common people. As these expenditures, military expenditure is there and other things just we had discussed, so many expenditure arised on that time, and for this purpose what happened, the war supplies also affected, and all these things directly came to the common people because common people was so much affected by all these things, and all the prices of the things became higher and higher day by day. So all these people affected so much, especially the common people or the lower class people affected so much. When we are talking about the industries, as just we had discussed, see this one point, demand for industrial goods such as jute bags, clothes, rails, etc., and decline of imports from the other countries led to the expansion of the Indian industries. As we had already discussed in our previous chapters about the expansion of industry, especially about the Tisco industries, how first when the British rulers opposed that no, Tisco is not suitable for the supply to railways, but after First World War this Tisco had opportunity to supply, and it becomes a very good because the quality of the iron and steel became so much high, so easily accepted by the railways as well as to the outsiders also. So Indian business groups earned a huge profit from all these things, because when they raised a high profit, then directly or indirectly our economic conditions became good. Next, about Muslim League. What did the Muslim League resolution of 1940 ask for? जब हम मुस्लिम लीग की बात करते हैं बच्चों, 1940 का हमने डिस्कशन किया था. So, see this one. What is the resolution behind it? The Muslim League resolution of 1940 asked for independent states for Muslims in the northwestern and eastern areas of the country. Especially Muslim Leagues demanded some Indian independent states in the northwestern as well as eastern areas of India. On that time, no India and no Pakistan was there. Okay, we are talking about the timings of 1940s. So the resolution did not mention partition or the name Pakistan. It's okay, they demanded the northwestern and the eastern parts of the country, but not on that time any partition, any mention of the partition or the name Pakistan was there. Our next question comes, student, and in the next question we are discussing about the moderates. Who were the moderates? How did they propose to struggle against British rule? कैसे हम बात करें मॉडरेट्स कौन थे और उनका जो पर्पस है स्ट्रगल अगेंस्ट द ब्रिटिश रूल का, तो उसके ऊपर हमें इसका आंसर बनाना है बच्चों. तो देखिए यहाँ पे, the Congress in the first 20 years of its formation was moderate in its objectives as well as methods. From the objective point of view, from the methods point of view, all thinkings are belonged from the moderates type, or formations always moderate in the starting 20 year. But later on what happened? During this period, it demanded a great voice for Indians in the government and in administration. In the starting years, moderate peoples always demanded the power of administration, the power of the greater voice of the Indian peoples in the British government. So, this one is the main demand by the moderates. It wanted that the Indians should be given more representation in the legislative councils and given more power. So these moderates always demanded not only administration power, but they needed the representation in the legislative councils. So they always raised this demand that we Indians also wanted to represent our Indian councils. So legislative councils had Indian members and we need more power for the administration also. Legislative councils should be introduced in provinces where it did not exist. Moderates also demanded about the legislative councils on that time which did not existed in the provinces, as divided our Indian states in the provinces. On that time British government had some provinces and where there was no legislative councils, moderates demanded for that one in that portion. It demanded that Indians be placed in high positions in the government. The main demand by the moderates was what, students? Was the high position holding in the government. So they always raised these demands that these are the necessary things which we needs. And for this it called for civil service examination to be held in India as well, not just in London. Before this issue raised, all the civil service examinations held in only London, not in India. But all the time these moderates demanded that why all these things happened only in India, why not civil service examinations be held in India also. Other demands of the Congress included many things also, just we will discuss here. The separation of the judiciary from the executive. This one is the main demand because judiciary and executive, they are the different parts. So moderates needed them the separation. Judiciary is another thing and this one executive is another thing. So this one is the great demand by them. Next one is the repeal of the Arms Act. Just in our previous question we had discussed about this one. And freedom of speech and expression, as Vernacular Press Act was passed, and in that passed, what happened? In that act, no Indians or no printing presses allowed for the objectionable matters. So these again demanded for the freedom of speech and expression. Next point is the early Congress raised numerous economic issues also. The first one is the Congress demanded what? Reduction of revenue. As we all know that revenues and taxes became so much high. Not only lower class people suffered, but the middlers and the uppers also suffered from these revenues or taxes. So Indian Congress always decided to reduce these revenues, and they demanded it for the British government also, that it's okay, you are taking revenues, but reduce the amount of the revenues. Next one is the cut in the military expenditure, as First World War was held on that time, and the expenditure on militaries raised so much high. So these Congress people always demanded to cut the expenditures of militaries. Next one is the important, more funds for irrigation purpose, as many lands had no proper irrigation facilities. So these people demanded for the more supplies for the irrigation purpose, water. Okay. Next one is it passed various resolutions. What types of resolutions, student? One by one we will write here also. The first one is the salt tax. हमने डिस्कशन किया था साल्ट टैक्स के बारे में, महात्मा गांधी की दांडी यात्रा के बारे में. So the salt tax also needed some resolutions by the Congress one. And good treatment of Indians laborers abroad. हम देखते हैं कि अब्रॉड में जो हमारे भारतीय श्रमिक गए हुए थे उनके संग बहुत ही गलत व्यवहार होता था. So these people demanded some treatment for that one also. And the sufferings of the forest dwellers. As we all know, we had studied in our tribals chapter, new forest law was imposed, and under that law what happened? These tribal peoples were not allowed to enter in the forest. So again this issue arose, and what happened? They always demanded that why all these things happened. Next one is the moderate leaders wanted to develop public awareness. For what, बच्चों? For about the unjust nature of British rule, because always British rulers judgment power, because always they had the nature of unjustability. So these moderate leaders always develop the awareness on the public for this one. For this they published newspapers, wrote articles, and showed the economic ruin of the country by the British. So people became aware from all these things, that all these things happened only due to the British rulers. That's why they published newspapers, articles, and the economic ruin of our Indian country to the public, to the common public. So they became aware from all these things. They criticized British rule in their speeches and sent representatives to different parts of the country to mobilize public opinion, because main thing is the national movement is not only for the peoples who always form a association, who are the reformers, but they always arrive, these moderate leaders always arrive this issue to the common peoples also. That's why they speeches and their representatives also went to one place to another only for the purpose of the public opinion about this movement. So many things happened, but how these things arised by the moderates leaders we had just discussed here. Next one is the main issue. Congress talked about many other issues also concerned with the Indians besides those of professional groups, zamindars and इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट. हम देखते हैं जमींदार्स का इशू है, इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट का इशू है, या फिर जो प्रोफेशनल ग्रुप्स हैं उनका इशू है, और भी कई बातें जो हैं कांग्रेस के जो पर्सन्स हैं वो रेज करते रहते थे. The moderates felt that the British had respect for the ideals of freedom and justice, because we all know that our forefathers struggled for our freedom. So they wanted to convey their masses, these moderates especially, that British also respect our freedom and our ideals and our justice. So they always imposed these things on the British rulers, and they always took their representatives from one state to another one, from one village to the another one, only for the representation of their thoughts. So they would accept these demands if they made the government aware of the feelings of Indians. So these moderate leaders always arise issues to the public concerns also, to the industry's purpose also, to the purpose of the professional groups, to the purpose of the common people. So all these issues arised by the moderate leaders, and they needed a favor from the British rulers for the Indians public also. This one is our sixth question. First we will read the question here. How was the politics of the radicals within the Congress different from that of the moderates? As just we had discussed about the concepts of moderates, then how these politics of the radicals was something different. So we will include this one in our answers here. The radicals within Congress, जो radicals जो कांग्रेस के अंदर ही थे, cherished different opinions because they had different concepts on their minds. So they had a deep faith in action and wanted to drive away from the foreigners as soon as possible. हम बच्चों कहते हैं नरम दल और गरम दल. तो नरम दल वालों की थिंकिंग हमने अभी पीछे क्वेश्चन में पढ़ी, और हम इसमें क्या देख रहे हैं, गरम दल वाले क्या चाहते थे, वो ये कहते थे कि किसी काम को आपको एक्शन में लेना है, और दे वांटेड टू ड्राइव अवे दीज ब्रिटिश रूलर्स एज अर्ली एज पॉसिबल फ्रॉम दिस आवर इंडिया. They criticize the moderates for their politics of prayers. वो ये कहते थे कि जो moderates हैं वो क्या करते रहते हैं, वो तो हमेशा प्रार्थना की नीति अपनाते हैं, and gave emphasis on self-reliance and constructive work. So that's why these people always arise issues for the self-reliance and the constructive works. Especially they argued that people must fight for Swaraj. The theme was same. All moderates and this one issued for the Swaraj issue, but here they argued the people also to fight for Swaraj. Unless they fought against the British rule unitedly, they would not bring independence to their country. So these people had a issue of the united purpose also, and that's why they rose the actions. Our next question here. Discuss the various forms that the non-cooperation movement look in different parts of India. How did the people understand Gandhiji? When students, we are talking about the non-cooperation movement. Non-cooperation movement we already discussed in our chapter reading connected with the Gandhiji. So how the people understand Gandhiji? Let's read here one by one. The answer is with us. First issue is that the leaders of the Khilafat agitation. You already know who were the leaders of the Khilafat agitation. Yes, Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali wished to start a full-fledged non-cooperation movement. That's why this Khilafat agitation arose by them. Gandhiji supported their call. He urged the Congress to campaign against Punjab wrongs, as Jallianwala massacre just happened before this Khilafat Andolan. So this Khilafat wrong and demanded by Gandhiji also, because Gandhiji also called for this one. Different classes and groups interpreting Gandhiji's call in their own manner protested in their own ways. हुआ क्या था बच्चों, गांधी जी ने जब ये मूवमेंट के लिए लोगों को कॉल किया, लोग कॉल का मतलब यहाँ पे यह नहीं है कि लोगों को फ़ोन किया गया, कॉल का मतलब है कि लोगों को सूचना दी गई अलग अलग माध्यम से कि ये जो मूवमेंट है इसमें आपको जुड़ना चाहिए. बट व्हाट हैपेंड, डिफरेंट पीपल्स protested their own ways. Thus the people linked their movements to the local grievances also. They had some local grievances in the different regions, in the different villages, in the different states. They had their local grievances. So they arised issues of these things also, and they linked this movement with their allegations. For an example, in Kheda, Gujarat, what happened? Patidar peasants organized non-violent campaigns against the high land revenue demand of the Britishers. So, Kheda आंदोलन हम सबको पता है, but these Kheda Patidars also represent this one with the non-violent campaigns, because they always wanted that British government had high land revenues on themselves, so they wanted to reduce these revenue taxes, and for that one they organized non-violent campaigns for this one. In coastal Andhra and interior Tamil Nadu, liquor shops were there, and the people always opposed these shops. When we are talking in Guntur, what happened? In the Guntur district of Andhra Pradesh, tribals and poor peasants staged a number of forest satyagrahas, as we had discussed about the new forest laws imposed by the British government. So in Guntur, these tribals and the poor peoples always raised their issues for the forest satyagraha. And for this one, by sending their cattle, what they did, students, they sent their cattle into the forest without paying grazing fees, because British government imposed some fees for the grazings of the cattle, but these tribals and poor peasants didn't pay that fee, and they allowed their cattle to the forest also. Next here, in many forest villages, peasants declared Swaraj, believed that Gandhi Raj would be established. लोगों ने क्या कहा, स्वराज है और यह गांधी राज है, और they issued their issues in that one also. When we are talking about Sindh, which is now in Pakistan, Muslim traders and peasants supported the Khilafat and called wholeheartedly for this movement. In Bengal, what happened? The Khilafat or Non-Cooperation Alliance gave a strong communal unity and strength to the national movement. So different regions had different issues, and they connected these issues with the non-cooperation alliance, non-violent alliance. When we are talking about Punjab, the Akali agitation of the Sikhs removed corrupt mahants supported by the British from their gurudwaras, because these mahants were corrupted and always supported by the Britishers. So these Akali agitations removed them from the gurudwaras. In Assam, tea garden laborers shouted, Gandhiji Maharaj ki Jai. So they demanded a big increase in their wages. So different states had different demands and they raised their demand one by one for different reasons. They left the British owned plantations declaring that they were following Gandhiji's wishes. So in Assam also, for the purpose of the wages, what happened? Our peasants or our laborers left British owned plantations and they followed the rules of Gandhiji is there. In the Assamese Vaishnava, what happened? A song in which the period of the reference to Krishna was there and that was substituted by Gandhi Raja. Again the main favor to Gandhiji, they always raised a song for this one and for what happened? कृष्णा की जगह जहाँ पे कृष्णा का नाम आता है, आसामीज जो वैष्णव थे उन लोगों ने क्या किया, उन्होंने गांधी राजा बोलना शुरू कर दिया. सो ऑल पीपल्स themselves are the disciples of these Mahatma Gandhi's concepts, views, etc. Again the understanding of Gandhiji by the people. Peoples thought of Gandhiji as a Masiha, as someone who could help them overcome their miseries and poverties. So people had a different concept about Mahatma Gandhi. They thought that Gandhiji as a Masiha for themselves because they thought that Gandhiji could help them to overcome from the miseries, to overcome from the poverty issues. Next one is Gandhiji's wish to build class unity, not class conflict. Yet peasants could imagine that he would help them in their fight against zamindars because the issue Gandhiji wished is the class unity, not the class conflict. That's why the peasants thought that Gandhiji always came here for the help to fight against zamindars. Next one is the agricultural laborers believed Mahatma Gandhi would provide them land as well as get taxes reduced. So different people had different concepts about Mahatma Gandhi. Some felt that the main purpose of Gandhiji's coming is to fight for the zamindars. Next one is the fight for the taxes. Taxes must be reduced and their own lands provided to them again. And for common people credited Gandhiji's with their own. So different people had different opinions and as per their opinion, what happened? They thought that Gandhiji came here for our purpose. Okay. Our next question here. Why did Gandhiji choose to break the salt law? The important law about the salt. The main reason about the taxes imposed on the salt. So here one by one we are taking the answer here. See, Gandhiji was very much worried about the salt law. नमक किसको नहीं चाहिए? एक बार घर में चीनी नहीं होगी तो चलेगा, पर अगर घर में नमक नहीं होता है बच्चों तो कितनी बड़ी प्रॉब्लम आती है. बट ऑन दैट टाइम some issues arised on the salt. So the Gandhiji also worried about this salt law, and according to this law what happened? The state had a monopoly on the manufacturers and sales of salt. Gandhiji thought that it was sinful to tax salt. गांधी जी को लगता था अरे साल्ट पे टैक्स लगाया गया है. So he totally opposed this one because it is an essential item of our food and is required equally by the rich as well as the poor people. So Gandhiji opposed this one because high taxes raised on that time on salt. Hence, he decided to break this law in anticipation that people from all walks of life would extend their support because salt was the main important. At present also salt is the main important ingredient in our food. whether that may be the food of the upper classes, that may be the food of the lower classes. Salt नहीं होगा तो काम ही नहीं चलेगा. So this happened. Needless to say that Gandhiji's salt march became very successful and all the taxes became less on that time. Our second last question here. Discuss those developments of the 1937 to 1947 period that led to the creation of Pakistan. जब पाकिस्तान बना था तो 1937 से ही भूमिका बननी शुरू हो गई थी, 1947 तक चला. तो see the developments from the 1937s here. Developments of 1937 to 1947 period leading to the creation of Pakistan. One by one we are taking here. The first one is the Muslim League. Muslim League was formed in 1906, but Congress's failure to mobilize the Muslim masses in the 1920s and allowed the league to widen its social supports, because at that time Congress always failed, because in Congress also their own misconfusions are there, mishappenings were going on in Congress itself. So on that time Muslim masses raised their issues and Congress totally failed, because Muslim leagues had a widened support from the society also. In election results of the 1937, they got very less seats. Even in areas where a large number of Muslims lived, made them feel as a minority community. In the starting what happened, 37 में तो मुस्लिम लीग को बहुत ही कम सीटें मिली थी, ऐसे लग रहा था कि माइनॉरिटी में है क्या वो. In 1940, two nation theory was floated by them. धीरे धीरे दो देश होने ही चाहिए. क्यों? क्योंकि जो पब्लिक है वो अभी तक उनको सपोर्ट नहीं कर रही थी. Elections to the provinces were again held in the year 1946 and Congress did well in the general constitutions, but the league success in the seats reserved for Muslim was spectacular. वहाँ पे हम क्या देखते हैं, 1946 में कुछ जो सीट्स है वो मुस्लिम्स के लिए रिजर्व कर दी गई थी. So the league persisted with its demand for पाकिस्तान. और इसीलिए क्या हुआ, उन्होंने क्या कहा कि हमें तो अलग पाकिस्तान चाहिए ही चाहिए. In March 1946, the British cabinet sent a 3-member mission to Delhi to examine this demand and to suggest a suitable political framework for a free India. हुआ क्या, जब बहुत ज़्यादा डिमांड्स रेज होने लग गई अलग पाकिस्तान की, तो जो ब्रिटिश कैबिनेट है, 3 मेंबर्स का जो कैबिनेट है बच्चों, उसको इंडिया भेजा गया ओनली फॉर द सुटेबल पॉलिटिकल फ्रेमवर्क फॉर अ फ्री इंडिया एज वेल एज फॉर पाकिस्तान. आफ्टर द फेल्योर टू द cabinet mission, what happened, the Muslim League decided on mass agitation for winning its Pakistan demand and announced 16 August 1946 as Direct Action Day. See the date here, 16 अगस्त 1946 को उन्होंने क्या कहा, डायरेक्ट एक्शन डे मनाया. एंड द मेन रीजन बिहाइंड दिस वन इज टू मास एगिटेशन फॉर विनिंग इट्स पाकिस्तान demand. On this day, riots broke out in Calcutta, lasting several days and resulting in the death of thousands of people, mostly Hindus. What results came there? Loss of mostly Hindus people, thousands of deaths of the Hindus people in Calcutta. So the results was not so much good. But in the March 1947, violence again spread to different parts of northern India. With the mass agitation, the Indian was partitioned in 1947 and Pakistan was born. See, thousands of people, especially Hindu people, died on that time. So situations became so much crucial for the Indian publics, for the publics of the especially Hindus. हम देखते हैं, अभी भी हम सुनते हैं, हम पढ़ते हैं। तो आप बच्चों देखिए, जो दर्द है भारत विभाजन का, भारत पाकिस्तान का जो दर्द है वह अभी भी झलकता है। हम अभी भी जब उसे पढ़ते हैं तो हमारी रोंगटे खड़े हो जाते हैं। This one is our last question here. Find out more about the lives and works of any two participants or leaders of the national movement and write a short essay about them. You may choose a person not mentioned in this chapter. यहाँ पे इस चैप्टर में उस लीडर के बारे में नहीं बताया गया है, उसको आपको डिस्कशन में लेना है. द मेन रीज़न ऑफ सेलेक्टिंग दिस क्वेश्चन हेयर इज दैट यहाँ पे चैप्टर रीडिंग में तो हमने कर ही लिया है, बट सम मोर लीडर्स फॉर द नेशनल मूवमेंट्स वर आल्सो देयर एंड वी आर टेकिंग टू लीडर्स हेयर. सी lives and works of two leaders. First one is Chakravarti Rajgopalachari. When we are talking about Chakravarti Rajgopalachari, he played an important role with Gandhiji's before the Gandhi Jinnah talks in the year 1944. Many meetings held between Gandhiji and Jinnah, and before this one Rajgopalachari played an important role. A veteran nationalist and a leader of the Salt Satyagraha in the south. C. Rajgopalachari is popularly known as Rajaji in south. So Rajaji played an important role in south for the purpose of the Salt Satyagraha. Okay. He served as a member of the interim government of 1946 and as Free India's first Indian Governor General. Who was the first Governor General of the Free India? C. Rajgopalachari was the first Governor General of the Free India. Next one is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. As we had discussed the important role, as we had discussed the name of Vallabhbhai Patel in our chapter reading, but not the works done by him. So here we are talking about the roles of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. He played an important role in the negotiations for the independence from 1945 to 1947. Patel hailed from an impoverished peasants proprietor family of नाडियाड, गुजरात. कहाँ से बिलोंग कर रहे थे वल्लभ भाई पटेल? वल्लभ भाई पटेल नाडियाड, गुजरात से बिलोंग करते थे और एक पीजेंट्स फैमिली से बिलोंग कर रहे थे. अ फॉरमोस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजर ऑफ द फ्रीडम मूवमेंट फ्रॉम 1918 onwards. Patel served as president of the Congress in the year 1931. From the starting of the 1980, he took active participation in our freedom movement and he served as the president of the Congress in the year 1931. The British government declared 565 states when 3 members of the cabinet came from Britain for the Free India campaign. On that time, this British government declared 565 states, small and big, independent. They were given totally freedom because on that time partition issue was also raised there, India and Pakistan. So whether these states joined in India or Pakistan or remain independent, they had full freedom. 565 states had full freedom, whether they included themselves in Pakistan, whether they included themselves in India, or whether they remain independent. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel took an active role in that one. He did Herculean efforts for merging all the states, including in India territory, in India. So what happened in that time? All the important parts, including in the Indian states, only and only the merging will be done. So what happened on that time? All the states merging in India was done by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel's efforts. One incident I just want to share with all of you. होता क्या है, सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल का एक इंसिडेंट सुनाती हूँ. एक जो स्टेट के प्रोविंसेस थे, एक राजा थे, वो क्या कर रहे थे, ट्रेन में बैठे थे कि हम तो पाकिस्तान जा रहे हैं और पाकिस्तान में विलय होना चाहते हैं. सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल जाते हैं, एक चाय का कप मंगवाते हैं स्टेशन पे और बोलते हैं, आप हमारे संग क्यों नहीं रहते, इंडिया अपने आप में बिग कंट्री है, हम आपको यहाँ पे सारी सहूलियतें देंगे. और धीरे धीरे हम क्या देखते हैं, धीरे धीरे करके महात्मा गांधी की हेल्प से सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल ने क्या किया, he merged many states from 565 in India. So this one is our question answer session here. Let's meet in our next part with new chapter. Have a nice day.